Welcome to another edition of the Football Forecast here on the Acadiana postgame show. I'm your host, Greg Larner. All right, let's take a look now at our Player of the Week from last week, and I'm giving it to Seth Kerstetter of the Ascension Episcopal Blue Gators. He's a wide receiver and a defensive back. He had a big game in the 57-54 win over Point Capee last week. He accounted for 2 touchdowns on offense, 1 crucial interception on defense to seal the victory. I like those guys that play both ways and contribute on both sides of the football. Seth Kerstetter, you're our Player of the Week. All right, let's take a look at our first game of the week this week. First game I'm looking at, Church Point 2-0 versus Kaplan 1-1. Kaplan, they had a tough kind of road to open the season. Obviously that narrow loss to Acadiana at home. Then they revenged their loss from last season against Welsh at home. They beat Welsh last weekend and only allowing them to score 8 points. Defense was phenomenal for Kaplan. Tank Lotief, he loves his squad, putting out a lot of great effort, and they've averaged on defense, they've only allowed 17 points per game so far this year. For Church Point, it's the offense. They average 43 points per game on the offensive side of the football. They opened the year with 2 wins over Jennings and Abbeville. They're looking for revenge from last year. They lost 23-6 against Kaplan. This year, they've got the game at home. The next game we're looking at, North Vermilion versus Ascension Episcopal. Both teams coming into this game 2-0, and this game can be heard on Talk Radio 960. Ascension Episcopal, they escaped at Catholic Point Capee last week, 57-54. They've got a high-flying offensive attack. They average 42 points per game so far this year. Their defense, though, struggle a little bit shaky. 33 points per game allowed. So we'll see if the defense can kind of take a step up against North Vermilion, but it's not going to be easy. They defeated Franklin 30-12 last week. They've also got a high-flying offense where they average 35 points per game, and their defense has been solid this year at 10 points per game. That's it, just allowing 10 points per game. So it's going to be a tough battle. Both teams can score the football, and we got to see if the Ascension Episcopal Blue Gators can play any defense. That's what they're looking for, so this matchup should be a good one. Our final game that we're looking at this week, and it's our game of the week as always, and you can always hear it on KPEL 96.5, KPEL965.com, and the KPEL 96.5 mobile app. It's Teurlings versus Notre Dame, although it shouldn't have been that way. It should have been Notre Dame versus Teurlings. This is 2-0 teams going at it. This was supposed to be a home game for Notre Dame, but with all the rain and Mother Nature kind of raining down on us, the field conditions at Notre Dame, they're no good. We're going to Teurlings to play this game on the turf field. Now let's look at Teurlings in this matchup. They're coming off a win against LaGrange last week. They're looking for revenge. 44-7 loss at home last year against this same Notre Dame team. They're going to get another crack at them at home. Thanks to Mother Nature. So we'll see what happens. They're averaging 30 points per game on offense. Defensively, they've been very stout for Coach Chaponche, allowing only 10 points per game. Notre Dame, tough losing a home game, but that shouldn't affect them too much. They're very, very well coached with Coach Louis Cook, and they average 38 points per game. Offensively, they're great. Defensively, 21 points per game allowed. Fun fact, they didn't allow double-digit points last season until week 6. They allowed double-digit points last week in a win. So we'll see what happens. This defense, not as good as we've seen in years past for Notre Dame. Let's see if the offense from Teurlings can take advantage. And that's your football forecast here on the Acadiana postgame show. I'm your host, Greg Larner. Enjoy Friday night.